welcome to another episode of Bscene TV. I'm your host, Will Wilson, and this is our second last episode before we wrap up this first season. I'm also wearing my Flames hoodie in support of our amazing team and their awesome season. Coming up later is a color rave, and we also have a celebrity from Seinfeld, and of course we have two young filmmakers that will surprise you. Get ready, because this is Bscene TV. Next is Holi Hungama. This is a traditional festival in India where they throw powdered colors at each other in the street. It's the first of its kind in Calgary, kind of like a color rave. Vishal says it brings the community together, and even your enemies are friends on this day. Our new reporter, Savannah Crosby, has the story.
Here with me is Vishal, the owner of Spark Productions. So we've seen singing, we've seen dancing, but what exactly is the significance of Holi?
Well, the significance of Holi is color, obviously. And color is a vibrant part of the festival. And color signifies so many moods and so many things that strengthens the community and society. So Holi basically strengthens the brotherhood with one roof under the society comes under, and celebrate Holi by throwing throwing colors at each other. And also they say in the term back home, they say Holi, it's like don't take any offense, it's holy, so we can do anything and everything by throwing colors.
So what can we expect to see here tonight?
Well, no, we have just done with the entertainment now, and we're going down in the parking lot, and we're going to definitely blast out with the colors. There are going to be tons of solid different colors like red, yellow, green, blue, and people are going to throw at each other, and it's going to be a chaos. But it's like everybody's going to turn into a kid right now.
I am so excited. I can't wait for this. Let's get this party started. So tonight was just a crazy explosion of color. I don't know how else to describe it. Can you elaborate on your experience tonight?
Well, the experience was awesome. You can see ourselves. Look at you. Happy Holi to you again. Yeah,
Happy Holi.
Look at you. I mean, it's absolutely amazing. People are just enjoying themselves. They are all kind of. They're like a kid right now. They're throwing colors on each other, and look at this, man. Where do you get this to do? So, and it's amazing. All the colors on your face and the joy on people's face is awesome. You cannot beat that joy, and you cannot take that from away from anyone. They're having absolute fun in this party.
So can you tell me why you wanted to bring Holi to Calgary?
Well, this is the most important question. You're right, because I want to show the culture of Holi to the West. I mean to say, I want to let people know how Holi is fun and what it signifies is the most important thing, which is strengthening the community and people coming under one roof and enjoying themselves.
Curious, I saw how it was here in Calgary. How does it stack up against the celebrations in India?
Wow, man, it's unreal. Like, we are pretty decent in playing the colors here. In India, it's crazy. It's crazy. People are they are deep down to the core for playing colors. I'm going to say it's an event where it happens in the morning and it goes through the night. So it's pretty elaborate. I mean to say, this, I would say, is a 5% of what they play in India.
And I'm just curious, everybody really loved the colors. How are you looking to see this developed here in Calgary?
Well, I think it's going to be pretty awesome. We got such awesome comments regarding this award, regarding this party thing, and people are so excited. They are coming up to us and say, "You guys should do this every year." The hall, the guy who owns the hall itself, he said, "Man, you should do this every year. This is the best party I've ever attended, and so much fun this guy is having that he's going crazy down there."
Well, I have to say it was one of the best parties that I've attended in a long, long time. Thank you so much for joining me here tonight.
Thank you so much for coming, and I thank you, Bscene TV, for being here and being a part of this party and being a part of Spark Productions. It's awesome to have you guys on board every time, and you guys are very helpful in everything. Thank you so much.
Thank you, and I look forward to seeing it next year. Tonight was just crazy, chaotic, and colorful. The event was so successful. Over 200 people came out this evening, and the event organizers are thinking of making it an annual event to insert some culture and color into Calgary. For Bscene TV, I'm Sylvana Crosby.
Coming up next is Larry Thomas. He was in Seinfeld, and he made his character legendary by being the soup guy. He kicked out Elaine from the best soup deli in the city, but he made his way to the New York deli here in Calgary, owned by Chris Bass. Here's the scoop.
This is Larry Thomas, the soup Nazi from Seinfeld, and you're watching Bscene TV. Keep watching, or no soup for you.
We're in the NYC deli here in Calgary, Alberta. So tell us a little bit about your deli and what makes it so special.
Well, the NYC Deli, we strive to be authentic as we can. So we bring in black and white cookies from New York. We bring in all of our meats from New York. Everything here is as good as you're going to get in New York.
And you also have another dish on your menu that's so special here today. Can you tell us what that is?
That would be our signature soups.
Oh, wow.
Our soups are so popular that we actually don't even have any soup for you today.
So there's literally no soup for you today, huh?
No soup for you.
And we have a very special guest, Larry Thomas, which you might know from Seinfeld. So I know that this has kind of been your persona for many years. How has it been a identity in your personal life?
Well, it is my personal life. I mean, I don't really have an exact personal life like I used to. I always tell people, I don't think a day goes by that doesn't have something to do with the soup Nazi. So, it always comes up. It's amazing.
So, can you tell us one of your best experiences as an actor throughout your life? What was such a memorable experience you've had?
I would say the chance I got to do a tour of the female version of The Odd Couple with Barbara Eden and company, and we did about 45 different cities, and we kind of were on and off for about 3 years.
So I know that you're no stranger to Calgary. You've been here many times. Do you really like Calgary? Is there something about it that you keep coming back to?
Well, Calgary to me is like I love Canada, and I've been to a lot of provinces in Canada, but everybody's really friendly,
Good, good. So, the New York City deli right here was serving soup earlier. How can you compare that with your own soup back in New York City?
Well, they have really good food at the NYC deli. I mean, really, Chris has put together a really great deli, and it really measures up to the New York delis that I remember, and it's.
Do you regret kicking Elaine out of your soup shop? Because now it looks like even Calgary has great soups.
Yeah, well, she deserved it.
Coming up next are two young filmmakers who've already made their first full-length movie at only 14 years old. They're signed on with an LA manager who also manages Gary Busey. Here's their trailer and what's in the future for them.
You get your hands off her, or you get a bullet right between your eye.
I was looking for a warm place to sleep.
Don't you got a home?
I'm so blessed to know you.
I was a hand without a glove until you came along.
And I suggest, unless the two of you want to start searching for alternate living arrangements, Mr. Ingram provide me with proof of a marriage license as well as his monthly fees, or assurance you have vacated the premises.
You're not going anywhere.
I was your father's attorney. Mr. Ingram, what do you intend to do with this money?
I hear a baby crying.
You got the dinero, money, lots of money. Take the train. Take them all to California.
Thank you, Joshua Ingram, for everything you've done for me. I'll never love another the way I love you, Joshua Ingram.
These kids, you saved their lives. You gave them a second chance. You gave me a second chance.
So come first light. You boys are gonna head north up that road about 3 miles or so.
This saloon does not operate as a saloon any longer.
Well, looky here.
What? It's her voice. It's a
New York City? Same too? Well, I'll be damned.
You the son of that no good dentist and his wife that I cut down in New York City? Drop his hand.
At only 14 years old, our guests are already living the dream. Brandon Watson wrote a screenplay that came alive in production last year. As the writer, he also directed and acted and edited his own full-length movie called Calico, which is also a California and Calgary-based film. Alongside with him is co-star actress 14-year-old Gemma Dahl. She had competed for the role of Priscilla O'Neill against 11 other actresses, but had an edge with her experience not only in musical theater, but in national commercials like for Samsung and Allstate. I have to say, wow, both of you are amazingly accomplished at such a young age. How does that feel for both of you?
It feels pretty awesome. It's just...
It's exciting.
Yeah.
To say the least.
Yeah.
So what inspired you to go for your dream?
I've been doing this since I was 4, actually. I went to my parents and said, what do I have to do to become a filmmaker? Because I've loved movies ever since I was born. So my parents said, you have to learn how to read and write. So I said, okay. So they taught me how to read and write, and I was reading and writing by the time I was in kindergarten. And I was just writing screenplays for years. And so when I was 13, I started taking it seriously because my parents saw some of the stuff that I did, and they said, this is actually pretty good. So yeah, I guess I just decided, you know what, we're gonna do this because you just gotta go and do it.
And how about for you? You started at the age of 8, is that right?
I started acting
more in film when I was at the age of 8. When I was younger, I did a whole bunch of plays in school. Like, I loved drama so much. That was my favorite thing to do. And yeah, by the age of 8, I was going to an acting school and acting in national commercials. So.
Wow, fantastic. So the movie that you had just recently produced, which is already finished its final edit, we also have on the phone your manager, Ron Sampson. Where is the future of this movie going?
Well, I hope it's going as far as possible. I think it's a gem of a movie, and obviously I'm very high on the 2 lead actors, and I'm in negotiations right now with a distribution.
Absolutely. And so where do you see the future of both Gemma and Brandon going?
That's about the easiest question I've ever had to deal with. Obviously, I think they're both going very, very far, and their accomplishments up to this point are amazing. I'm going to use all my abilities to make the answer to that question very, very far.
So you're trying to get this movie to go internationally. Can you explain the process?
You have to get hooked up with a distributor, and the distributor gets it placed in as many ways as possible, online and in the theaters, and that's the way it's done. And we hope to have a publicist participate in this, and make the whole venture and the actors very, very successful and very big. And this is their first one. And where we go from here, the first one is the hardest, but it's a great film, great acting, and that's where it's at right now.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Ron. Of course, we're looking forward to the future of both of you. So can you tell us a little bit more about the movie Calico and what inspired you to make it, first of all, because it's also a Western theme, like an older Western theme, too.
Yeah, it's a Western. I've always loved Westerns. Western's probably my favorite genre of movie. My favorite film at the time was Django Unchained by Quentin Tarantino. It's an awesome movie. And I watched that movie and I said, I should make a Western. So, I've always wanted to make a Western, but I thought it was really, really tough because, you got to get the costumes, you got to make sure it looks right, you got to get all this stuff to put it together. But I just decided to write it, and I wrote it, and I got a lot of support from my parents. They basically helped me through the entire thing financially, and yeah, so we put it together and we just shot it, and yeah, it turned out great.
So discuss some of the challenges of that, because it is really hard to make a older film to, I guess, match in line with all the costumes like you mentioned, and the places. Where were some of the locations that you filmed at?
We shot at the CL Ranch, which is right outside of Cochrane, Alberta. That was pretty much the only location we shot at. We had an entire town to shoot at, and we shot a couple scenes, in Calgary, just like the nighttime stuff. Because you didn't have to dress anything up, and we did some green screening as well in the studio. But yeah, we shot at the CL Ranch, and Gemma's mom Sherry really did an awesome job on costumes. She put 90% of the costumes together, and she did a fantastic job. We also got some help from some of the actors with props and stuff like that, and my dad got a lot of the props together and dressed the sets up. So yeah.
That's pretty exciting. And so you're the lead actress in the movie. Priscilla O'Neill is your character.
Yeah.
So it was a challenging role. There's a roller coaster of emotions that go through it. Can you discuss the challenges as an actress and how you overcame those challenges?
Well, Priscilla, she went through a lot, and at the time in the movie, she just went through something really horrible to her because her family died. And she's out in the streets, and she's pretty much lost all hope for everything, and she doesn't really know what to do now. And she's lost before Josh finds her. So Priscilla, it was pretty tough to go through. It's a really challenging character, but I guess the challenging characters are more fun to play because the harder it is, I guess the more fun it is for me because the challenge is great.
So, and when you look into the future of how your acting career goes, what do you see?
I see me doing as many things as I can as possible, like as many things as I want to. Anything that pops up that I want to do, that's what I want to be doing. Any opportunities that come up I hope that they're going to be great. Yeah.
And you have written more than one screenplay, is that right?
Yeah, 6 screenplays in total.
Wow, fantastic. So where do you see those screenplays going?
Well, I hope Calico is a huge success and we're able to shoot all of them because, I mean, I've written obviously tons of screenplays throughout the years, but I guess these 6 are really the most recent ones, and they're kind of a compilation of everything I've written up till now. I'll take little bits of different stories I've written throughout the years and basically build it up into one story. I have a story I'm writing right now, The Clinch Mountain Tracker. It's a screenplay, and it's another Western, actually. I hope to shoot that someday. I don't want to do it right after Calico. I mean, you know. But, yeah, we'll see what happens with that. And I also have Supposition, which is the story of 18-year-olds who go to law school. One of them gets framed for murder. And I also have Encounter, which is like an alien abduction invasion kind of movie. Yeah, I have a lot of screenplays that I hope to make one day. Yeah.
That's pretty exciting. So on the movie Calico, you tell us about some of your favorite scenes or some of the most, I guess, adventurous scenes.
Well, I think my favorite, I guess the movie's broken up into chapters, which is one of my homages to Stanley Kubrick. He broke his films up into chapters. I guess my favorite chapter would be The Little Filly from New York, which is where I guess the past comes back to Josh and Priscilla. And I don't really want to spoil anything, but it's pretty awesome. And Josh is really, you know, a hero in that chapter.
It's really intense.
Yeah, it's really intense.
And not only have you both acted in it and you wrote it, but you also edited that piece. As a producer, I know that editing is really tough, especially it's one vision for the writer, another vision for the director, and a final vision for the editor. Can you tell us the process you were going through in that sense?
Yeah, sure. I've been editing ever since I started out because, you know, it was just me and my sister. So I've used all kinds of editing software. I've used Sony Vegas, but I use Premiere to edit the film, Adobe Premiere. And I'd say I'm a really organized editor because I have everything in bins and it's really, really organized. So I really efficiently edited the film and I used all the knowledge I've accumulated over the years to do it. And it went by really, really fast. And Gemma helped me out a lot in post-production. She did basically 90% of the color correction you see in the movie. And she did a really awesome job. She picked it up just like that.
Fantastic. So at only 14 years old, how does it feel to have accomplished this much already in both of your lives?
Feels awesome. You know, it was a lot of hard work, but it's really paying off. I'm really glad about how the movie turned out. And yeah, it just feels really good.
And how about you?
To me, I guess it doesn't really feel as much like I've done so much. I feel like I could have done more, but, you know, I guess it's been fun and it's great. It's a great experience, and I wish that everyone could go through it, actually.
What has been, throughout your acting career, both musical theater and on camera, what has been a very memorable experience for you overall?
A memorable experience? Honestly, just being on set is the best feeling ever. I love being on set and acting and being in front of the camera. I just love that.
Fabulous. And so for my last question for both of you, what is some advice that you can give other people your own age, advice to follow their dreams early?
I guess just, yeah, follow your dreams. Just do whatever you want to do. Don't feel like you can't do it because of your age. I mean, I was told a lot, you can't do it, you're too young. But I just went out and did it anyway, and I think you can do anything if you put your mind to it.
Yeah, I agree with Brandon on that. Just try and do whatever you can to get to your dreams.
Fantastic. Well, it's really exciting to have both of you on in the studio today. So check out Calico, upcoming this year.
Well, that's it for Bscene TV. Thank you to all my guests who are on my show today. Stay tuned for the season finale airing on March 31st. I'm Will Wilson. Thanks